You cannot look at this and tell me that you don't have baby fever.
Nope, no baby fever. In fact, when I look at your baby, I don't see a bundle of joy. I see a fast pass to existential dread.
All right, buckle up. So apparently people really just don't want to have kids. And as a 35-year-old dude without any children, I kind of get it. But what do I mean by this? Let's just wait till you see the comments on this one. This is going to really set the tone for the video here.
If money and resources weren't an issue at all, how many children would you want to have? Like, if the only thing you had to worry about is your parental style, your emotional readiness, your support system, and the way you're going to raise a child, etc., how many kids would you want to contribute to this earth?
For me personally, 2. All right, I do want kids, but I'm also part of the I guess, not the selfishness of it, where like it's more of a financial thing, and I also still felt like a kid for a long time, and to some degree I kind of still do. Like, I'm wearing a red leather jacket. Look at my hair, right? Get it together. But look at some of these comments. This person goes, as a mother of 2, none. 6. This person goes, I want 6. I have 4. I have experienced life. I would say 0. None. If money and resources aren't an issue, I'm not wasting it on kids. Still none. This curse dies with me. No. Unlimited money and resources won't save them from the horrors of this world. Straight 0. This world is crazy. Dude, a lot of people are just like, no, money and resources isn't the reason I don't want kids. Still 0. Can't think of any good reasons to have kids ever. Dude, this is like, we're going to get deep on this video. You guys leave how many kids you would have. Mine is 2. I don't want more than 2 kids. As a mother of 1, I would likely say 0. I would be adopting a lot, as many as I could. 0. Money and resources ain't the problem. Dude, it just keeps going on and on. 0. None. Fuck you. Kids suck. Dude, it just keeps going. All right, let's get past this, though. I just thought that was funny. I came across this, and I was like, even if money was... Because that's the biggest one for me, is money, right? It just keeps going. This person wants 7. All right, let's fast forward here.
Statistic is 2035, which is essentially tomorrow. There'll be more people 65 and older than 18 and under for the first time in U.S. history.
I watched that video, I was like, oh, whatever, it's just one person. And then I looked it up and...
Let me show you here. As you can see, over the last decade, the 65 and older population has been growing at a pretty fast rate here. Nearly 4 percentage points since 2010. Our under 18 population is actually shrinking.
But me being the little curious fella I am, I was like, so why aren't we doing it? Not like that. Kind of like that. But why, for the first time in history, is this happening? Well, Gen Zs and millennials can't afford rent. I honestly thought, hey, this can't get much worse. And guess what? It got way worse.
Let's cut to the chase. In a few years, she's going to have an iPad permanently glued to her hands watching unboxing videos of kids playing with toys that you can't afford. Meanwhile, you're Googling how to set parental controls for the 100th time. By the age of 10, she's on TikTok. She's learned 37 dances and keeps calling you cringe. You just wanted to ask how her day was, but no. She's on TikTok posting a video with the caption, "Point of view, your mom ruins your life daily."
Cannot.
Dude, that is kind of crazy to think. Sorry, that chick just keeps going. She's just naming every reason why you shouldn't have kids. But it is wild to think that there's going to be more older people than younger people. It's just a world full of old people. Like, I live in South Florida, and me and my girl were looking for somewhere new to move, so we went a couple hours north, and we're like walking through the town. Literally everybody was over the age of 60. Like everybody. And I was like, I don't know if this is it for us. You know what I mean? It was kind of odd. It was like, it wasn't just this one place. Everywhere we went, over 60. It turns out it's like a retirement area, so that makes sense. But it was kind of odd at first. I was like, why? I was like, there's nobody relatively young at all. Not that I'm extremely young, but no one. Anyways, back to this lady.
Look at this and tell me that you don't have baby fever.
Ooh, I absolutely can, so please get it away from me. There is literally nothing appealing about motherhood and having a child.
You cannot.
It's kind of like the point of life, though. I think it's gotten to a point where it's like we have sex for sport, you know? Birth control, condoms, kids suck. Like, sex is just, it's become, the point of it was to have a kid, really. And now it's just for fun. But people really don't want kids. And we're going to dive a little bit deeper on that. But just check out some of these comments, some more of them. Like, please stop having kids. Just stop. There's enough of us, I assure you. I guess. Humans are a plague. We should stop having kids as a species. It's like, what? That's good. That's good. Write that down. I feel sad for you to have been blessed with the opportunity to procreate. Okay. This was uncalled for. 100% do not have baby fever. Okay, I feel like a lot of us is as you get older. I have kids, and I can agree with you. LOL. I'm 41 and never had baby fever. Right. All right, here's the best. 0 baby fever, but I do get puppy fever. But that's also kind of like the puppy thing. It's like you want someone to take care of. It's like your instinct. So for me, I know I want kids, but I'm still in that stage where I'm like, I know once I have a kid, it's not like life is a wrap, but everything's going to change completely. Let's not bullshit each other here. And I'm sorry if I seem a little bit off. I've been, my father passed away recently, and I keep saying I'm fine. And, I should just get over his death within 3 weeks, but it's not possible. So I'm actually not fine. Taking some time off, but, I've lost both my parents before the age of 35. My mom at 30, dad at 35, out of parents. And that's something I've really been thinking about lately, was they were great parents, but I don't want to leave my kids like how they did me. They raised me great, but alcoholism, drugs, kind of got selfish as I got older. Not that I need to rely on them in my 30s, but it can fuck with you. So that's another reason why it's like having a kid, I go, man, I know that once a kid comes in here, I will never be selfish like that. And anyways, I just had to share that with you, just because it's been fucking with me lately. Anyways, and I've been having a hard time working. All right, let's skip through. Everybody doesn't want kids. That's the point of this comment section here. We're going to skip through. All right. Oh, this one was funny. Hear it from the horse's mouth.
What do you think the secret to not being stressed is?
Not having kids.
Oh, wow.
When the kid tells you that, could you imagine what that household's like? Just the parents are just so stressed. Probably a single mother. You know what I mean? Just so pissed off. That's the funniest one when you hear that. You hear that a lot. It's like, never have kids, dude. Oh, whatever you do, don't get married. Don't have kids. A lot of people are taking that advice. I mean, I kind of get it. But like all my friends that have kids, they're super happy that they did. But it's definitely, once it happens, totally game changer. And that's why I'm going to be super old dad, geriatric father. This lady goes, being child-free is a gift. That's all she really had to say. But I just thought that was funny. This is where the world's at now.
I mean this so literally when I say, how are y'all justifying having kids right now? Like, I'm so serious. In today's climate, like with everything going on, how the fuck?
What happens?
People aren't. A lot of people are not. They're not having kids. Right here, this one goes, what happens when a whole generation never grows up? I kind of felt this a little bit because I'm 35 and I'm still I still go to the skate park, which I don't think that's weird, but I guess it can be to some people. I still like to, I don't know, I still feel young, although I'm not, and I have gray hair and wrinkles, and, my parents are dead, I've been through a lot of shit that it's like, people go through in their 50s or 60s. I've already gone through it. But this is a whole thing. People aren't growing up, and I don't blame them. I get it. Nobody wants to get old.
It's when an entire generation never grows up. Amid steep declines in homeownership, marriage, and birth rates, economists have long been warning that young people are struggling to meet the milestones of adulthood. Some 30-somethings are consciously choosing a less traditional path, but many say these goals are simply out of reach. Check below. A third of today's young adults will never marry, compared to less than a fifth of those born in previous decades.
This video is...
But it's understandable, though. Mine's more from, like, just affordability standpoint. And that's really where mine stems from. But I do think a big part of it is, like, how you're raised, too. Like, I was raised with, like, that love. But then I also saw what it's like for your parents to totally just lose everything and not have, like, a... Went from financially stable to unfinancially stable. Then I'm now taking care of my parents, well, just my parent, and then my mom at the end. And I hate to talk about this, but it's something where it's like, you don't ever anticipate having to take care of your parents. So I don't ever want to, that's a big reason I never had a kid, too. Aside from not finding a woman I could just trust and be like, yeah, we'll be together forever and shit. Aside from that one, the big one. But that's something where I'm like, I don't ever want to put that on them. So when I do have a kid, it needs to be like, it's go time. Like, I'm gonna make sure everything's straight, because that's something that could fuck with you. I didn't realize how much it fucked with me until recently. And yeah, man, like, not having your parents, terrible. It's awful. But also having them and having to support them, I didn't realize how crippling that was. Like, it can really fuck with you. And this is what this lady's going to talk about, I guess, right here. Her therapist says to her.
Is for someone who knows that they don't want kids, or maybe that thought has crossed your mind where you don't want children. I know that I 100% do not want kids. And I would never want to bring a child into the world that wouldn't feel 100% wanted. But my therapist brought up, I had said, I feel like I'm too selfish to have a child. I want to do what I want when I want. I like going to the gym for 3 hours a day. I like going on random trips. I get to do that. I get to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Because I don't have children. My therapist said it's not uncommon for people who didn't get their needs met as a child by their parents, and they would always have to meet their needs themselves. It's not uncommon for when they get older to not want to put someone else's needs before theirs. So
that actually makes sense, along with the selfish thing. But like I was saying with my parents, I had a wonderful childhood, excellent childhood. I mean, right here, okay? You don't get photos like that if your parents don't care, right? You just don't. It just doesn't happen. Let's not bullshit each other. But there was a point that came where it was like, everything's Gucci goo. All of a sudden, overnight, it was kind of like, fend for yourselves. Dad's constantly fucked up, drunk. Mom starts getting drunk every night, and it's almost like you're just on your own. Which, like, poor me. I'm not saying that. But I couldn't imagine growing up like that, like, the whole way through, right? Imagine being a kid. People, I'm sure a lot of you have dealt with this. Just being a child. Just alcoholic parents, no money, just constantly told no. I couldn't fucking imagine. Like, I would never want to put a kid through that. 10 reasons I don't want kids. She goes, I'm selfish. They're expensive. I'm selfish. My body image. The world is a bad place. My mental health. My family trauma. I hate kids' TV. Annoying. I don't want to. But the selfish thing's a big one. Yeah, which I do understand. Same thing right here. I've never had the maternal instinct to be a mother. I don't want to raise a young girl in today's society. I feel like being carefree and living how I want to live every day. It's basically just like, I'm selfish, which is understandable. Like, I get it. I truly do. And it's not just women. No, dude, it's men too.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am not having kids. I'm too lit. I'm living the craziest life. I'm traveling, having fun.
I'm too
not
lit.
caring about responsibilities besides obviously like myself and my living expenses. I just don't have it in my heart to take care of anything more than that dog right there.
The share.
I'm telling you guys, dog babysitting, dog walking services is big money. It's gonna get that industry is gonna get way bigger. I promise you. It's gonna, because we do have that thing. I've had a cat forever. Like, it's not even about being alone, which I do hate I don't hate being alone, but I like people. I like having that. I do. Some people just are cool, just totally alone, which I do understand. Do whatever the fuck you want. You don't answer to anybody. I get that. But, yeah, any dog service, especially the babysitting shit, I'm telling you, there's going to be big money in that shit. There already is. Anyways, back to this guy.
Childless adults under 50 who say they are unlikely to ever have kids, meanwhile, rose 10 percentage points between 2018 and 2023 from 37 to 47%. Take this guy, for example, 38 years old. His name is Cody Harding. He lives in Manhattan. He says it feels like the instructions for how to live a good life don't apply anymore, and nobody has updated them. He's a lawyer, he runs a vintage furniture store, and he's single and lives with 3 roommates.
What?
I mean, this guy's pretty good looking.
I didn't know this was in the video. I thought I cut this out. But wait, what?
He's a lawyer, and he owns a furniture store on the side. He could probably live by himself. He may not be able to buy a place, but he could probably live by himself. If you're over 35, what do you think is the hardest adult milestone to achieve for you?
I think being financially sound and having a kid, that's like a big deal. If you could actually pull that off. And another thing too, something that, like, my best friend in the world, he just had a kid. I'm the godfather. Yes, it is. I am the godfather. Kid's only like 6 months, but they've had to put him in daycare because they can't afford both not to work. And I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, dude, like $1,500 a month for daycare? Like, that's fucked up. And I don't have parents. And I hate to keep saying this. I've just been fucked up over it, losing my dad recently. Just a super hollow feeling. But I was thinking about that. I was like, dude, I don't even have grandparents to if I needed help with the kid, right? Like, my woman's got parents, but like one of them lives far away and the other one, I don't think he's going to be wanting to babysit a lot. Just doesn't seem, I think he's kind of retired from the kids deal. It's just, it all makes sense. It really does. I mean, seriously. And not that my best friend in the world regrets having a kid. I see it now. I see the, like, firsthand, I'm watching it happen. And I'm like, oh, damn, like, I got to make sure I'm ready. Luckily, I can work from home. I guess if I'm doing this, I just have the baby right here. Like, you know, I don't want to be that guy putting my kid on the screen, but I have the baby over in the corner. You know what I mean? Just like right there. If he starts hiccuping and shit, I'm like, oh, I'll be right back. So I guess that's cool. I work from home. But how many people work from home? Maybe a good amount of people. Anyways, financial resentment towards your parents. I kind of had a little bit of this.
This is something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but I'm going to just be real. If you choose to have kids and you're poor as fuck, your kids one day are going to wake up and have financial resentment towards you. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so completely, but for me, like, my parents gave me such a great life, and then all of a sudden, it was just, like, overnight, like, okay, everything we had here is all gone. There's no backup anymore. You're on your own. And also, Jack, I need money now, every month. Like, that was my dad. He was like, I can't afford my bills anymore, and I'm going to move into a trailer park. We're going to go from this 5-bedroom home, which was totally unnecessary, by the way. It was a family of 3. Why we needed that, I don't know. And I'm going to go live in a trailer, and your mom's going to go single mom it, and we're going to go from that dual income household, and we're going to fuck ourselves. And you're going to watch it happen, and then we're going to drink the whole time while we do it. Yeah, you cool with that? I'm like, yeah, sure. But I paid my dad's bills for forever, for so fucking long. It really was this weird thing. And I didn't realize how much it impacted me until recently. And I hate to keep talking about this, but I'll never get back to work if I don't. I don't just have a normal job where I could just show up and half-ass it, fly under the radar. Unfortunately, I'm on camera. Well, fortunately, I love what I do here, but it's really fucked with me, man. Like, that is a big part why I'm saying with having kids is you now, like, I see it firsthand. I'm like, okay, this is what you can do to someone. Because it fucked me up. It really did. To the point where I haven't had kids yet, and I'm 35. You know what I mean? Like, and I want a kid. It's just I know that there's going to be this sacrifice that comes with it. And I don't think a lot of people are willing to make that sacrifice. Anyways, we're going to end on this note right here. Comments that I get when I say I don't want kids. I forget what brand this is, but she's got a lot of expensive stuff in here. Just filling that empty hole with expensive trinkets, which I've been there.
The comments that I get when I say that I don't want kids. You sound so miserable. I'm so miserable in my business class seat on a random Wednesday flying to Europe. Yeah, I'm so miserable that I don't have kids. Who's gonna take care of you when you're older? Tanya at the fucking nursing home is gonna take care of me when I'm older. That's where you're probably gonna be too, because your kids are not gonna want to be bothered. You wanna know why? Because they're gonna have their own kids. And you shouldn't have kids with the expectation that they're going to take care of you when you're older, because that's not what they're for. And if
yeah, 1,000%, dude. I put the last year my dad was alive, I put him in a nursing home because he had bad dementia. But I had him live with me for 10 years plus, 10 plus years. And no one ever visited their parents in this place. I'd go 3, sometimes 4 times a week, go pick them up, hang out. And also I have a lax job, so I can do that. But no one, hardly anybody ever went to visit their parents. It was actually kind of sad. And there was like 400 people in this place. I mean, a sign-in sheet? Nobody. Nobody on the sign-in sheet. So she's actually not wrong about that. All right, this one goes, Mom here, don't do it. She goes, I will take care of you, boo. Just leave me your Hermes collection. Oh, that's what it is, Hermes. That designer stuff. I knew I was like, that's definitely something expensive. Tanya at the nursing home, LOL. Yeah. Moral of the story is people just don't want kids. Anyways, you guys leave your thoughts. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. I do want a kid. I'd like 2, but, I'll settle for 1. But I also know once it happens, life's done. I'm finished. And I hate to keep bringing up my dad and my mom and all that. It's just, man, I'm sitting here thinking I should just get over this guy's death in just 3 weeks. But apparently that's not how it works. But I thought of something funny. I'll end on this note. I was remembering it when my mom passed away. This is a good one. My dad's dementia got really bad at this point. You're going to love this. So it's like a month after my mom dies, and I'm sitting there, and I'm literally crying to my dad, right? And he has bad dementia. I know this. But he goes, Jack, why are you crying? And I go, are you kidding me? I was like, Mom just died. I'm venting to you. And he goes, oh, dude. He goes, you got to let that go. He goes, that was 10 years ago. And at that moment, I was like, I lost both of them, because his dementia just snapped. And this past month has just been like, I've been going through it. But I've also been, I'm getting to that point in my life where, like, I'm going to have a family. I know I'm going to. So it's just something I've really been thinking about. And anyways, you guys leave your thoughts. Hell of a talk. Appreciate everybody that bought a shirt, the RLP Classic. I do have somebody who bought a shirt recently. You need to check your email. It was a small. Your address is way the fuck off. Just saying. Anyways, you can get in contact with me. Got a number here. It is, you'd have to pay per minute for that. Information's down below. But, yeah, solid talk. Hopefully I'm not as depressed as I am tomorrow. Unreal.